What's up, YouTube? Back with another video. LA Mamba. It is December 7, 2023. It is Thursday, 4:23 p.m. and we're closed today. Yeah, guys, here to make another video for you guys. And you know, tire shop business is the same old thing, right? It's very consistent. And when it comes to sales and repairs and cash flow, right? America's favorite word, cash flow. Which brings me to today's video. When it comes to the tire shop business and the style of business, it's pretty much all cash flow, man. I mean, there ain't no you can build it really like valuable and you can sell it and you can make your money that way. That's not this type of business. You know, to do that, by the way, you can, but I think it's just worth too much of a headache to to build a tire shop business for you just to like let it go like that. And you have to buy sell the property with the business. So let's say you get a $10 million business and you sell it. That's like the way to go if you're gonna do that. But you know, $5 million, $10 million, it's very hard to do. Even for me, Mr. Ali Mamba. So check it out. Just showing you the shop real quick. Just going around. Everything's normal. Look at it. Just basic. Your basic shop, right? Check out the front. And that's the front of the shop. And you know, there's nothing special about my shop, everybody. It's a normal tire shop, but the way you make it special and magical, make that magic happen, is through a lot of sales. You build a machine that makes a lot of sales and it just consistently pumps out sales, and you do that by knowing the business really good. You able to sell a lot of good stuff, and when it's time for them to come and buy more tires, they're gonna hit you up first because they were like, hey, I like the way they did business, I'm gonna hit them up first. And then if you got it, then you got another sale. But if you don't, then they're gonna hit up another shop, and that's just the way it works. But cash flow is the thing when it comes to the tire shop business. How much cash flow can you make every single day for you to live off of, for you to invest? This is not an equity play. This is not, let me build a tire shop so I can build equity and then sell it. I really haven't met anybody that does that, build a shop and sell them. I know people that do that, that have done that. I know some people that are trying to do that, but to make money, it's a bad business model. Let me tell you guys, bad business model. I don't think they made any money, man, like, to tell you too, from equity. Like this, a couple of people that say like they'll open up a shop, put the machines in it, put inventory in it, and like 2 years down the line or so, sell it for like 80 grand or something. Like, how much money did they make in equity? Like, think about how much it costs to open it, for the machines, for the inventory. You gotta remember also the amount of work that you put in. You gotta count that too. So there ain't much money there. And the reason is, I'll tell you why. The reason is, remember I told you that $5 million one, that $10 million one, it is worth it if you can do it. But at that point, it's like, You know, really, really hard to do that. Well, the reason is because there's a lot of cash involved in the tire shop business. So if you go to shops across the country, you have like a lot of nice inventory, and you're like, wow, this old little shop, you know, has some very nice expensive rims or expensive tires. And then why is that, right? Well, you know, the owner invests back into the business, and they'll buy some nice stuff, and then from that nice stuff they'll sell it and make even more money from that, right? It's all cash flow, man. I mean, it's not real estate. You know, real estate is a whole different animal, and the tire shop business is a whole another animal. And cash flow is number one thing for the tire shop business, 100%. There's no doubt about it. It's all about cash flow. And now you want to compare to real estate. You know, my favorite strategy as a real estate investor is to invest for equity, to invest the return on equity. How much equity can you build on your property? So when you sell it, then you can realize your money. But again, you're only gonna exchange it for something bigger. You're really not gonna, you know, unless you're a flipper, you can flip but pay a lot of taxes, which is fine too, but it's a different story. But if you're a multifamily real estate investor, the best thing, man, is equity. You can make a lot of money in equity compared to cash flow. Hell, I don't care about cash flow nowadays when it comes to the real estate business. It's you know, it's like 1,000 times different with that's what it feels like. Like, cash flow will make you so much per month, but if you make that property grow in value, you get like thousands of dollars more compared to like a few dollars here and there of cash flow every single month. So in that case, I would invest for equity in real estate by far. But back to the tire shop business, why is it so important, right? Cash flow, money, making money every single day. You seen like all my videos I've made throughout the years. I talk about today was a very good day. We sold so much, very important. Cash flow, that's what I be saying on my videos. And well, the reason is that it's gonna pay for everything, right? First of all the expenses for the tire shop business, and then profit, right? So now you got your profit, and then you have your personal expenses, your car, your rent, your gas, your phone bill, your food. It's gonna pay for all of that, right? And then after that's all left over, what's left over at the end of the month, now that's like you're investing money pretty much. If you're gonna save it, and then when you have enough saved, then you invest that money into real estate. It's just an example, right? So you gotta really like concentrate on the amount of money you can make every single day, because if you don't, then it's like, okay, well then when is it? The next day or two, I mean, everybody's very different. Like in the beginning, it's a different story, right? In the beginning, you're really investing to buy inventory and to buy equipment, and you know, to pretty much invest back in the business. Then after you get that done, then it's like, okay, it's my turn now, right? Now it's time for me to make money. So then that's when you start making money for yourself after like 5 years, right? Like real good money, like good money, like you don't gotta worry about, you know, anything when it comes to tire shop business. You can buy anything, you know, anywhere or whatever, and you're like good, right? So that's what I'm talking about. Like after 5 years, even during the whole way, cash flow is like it's the thing to have, right, in your business. And so now cash flow, it will let you do some mistakes. So you have mistakes here and there, you know, no problem. Cash flow is gonna, you know, pay for that. It's coming back in, so you know that gets taken care of, right? Also, cash flow is gonna be for if you want to continue to grow even further, then you're gonna have to reinvest that back in the business on top of what you already have done, you know, in the beginning years, right? So then once you get that made, like I call that the value add of the tire shop. So what it is, you know, you already have something there, and how can you make it more valuable? There's a component of the piece that can be more valuable. And so you do it. You pretty much, you know, example for mine was the racks, right? These racks that we put in, they were the value add of the tire shop this year. No, it was a big piece, by the way, not just this year, but it was just a huge piece where way more tires fit. And then I bought more tires, and then I sell, and then it's just like my cash flow grew even more, right? So then from then on, it's like, okay, now you did the value add, and now you did, you know, you bought more tires, and then you got your cash flow up more. Now what, right? Now the next step is, okay, continue to grow your money. If you find more value here at the shop, then do it. If you find more value somewhere else, then do it, right? So you got to run your numbers and like, okay, what's next? And just an example for me, it's like everything that I got going on, I'm just pushing everything just forward because I'm still got many years of investing in my life to go. And this is not the end point where it's like, okay, now just time to kick back, relax, enjoy the cash flow, go buy a car, whatever it is, go just spend your money on, you know, things, because now it's time to enjoy, right? That's way too early for me still. So what I'm doing is I'm pushing everything forward. So what I did recently was I got out a second mortgage on one of my properties, along with more profits of the tire shop. And I want to get out another mortgage to purchase a property. And let's just say everything's high interest right now. Yes, it is. And that's really bad for business. And yes, it is. It's bad for real estate. But if you want to continue to grow, then you just got to take it like a man, right? You just got to do it either way. You're going to make less money, yes, but you're still going to make money, right? So if I find a property that has, again, the value add component, and I say, okay, I can make, you know, let's say just on the top of the, like, just to start off with, let's just say I can make $200,000 in like the next 2 years with this property, right? And this interest and all my money is in it, and it's just like, it's gonna cost me everything from what I have right now. Let's just say it's like, you know, everything that I got going on is gonna be rolled over to this property, let's just say. Then I'm gonna sacrifice everything that I have going on, which is cash flow from my properties, cash flow from the shop, money, and then at the same time be paying very expensive loans, all to trade it for this one piece of property. But you know what you got to do with that piece of property. You know your business. And so like what you do is you handle your business, right? You get this one thing. I use real estate as an example, but you get this one thing that you rolled all your eggs into this one basket, and then you make this thing more valuable, right? The value add component. And I was like, okay, well, everything cost me, let's just say, you know, whatever, it cost me $60,000 or whatever to get this one deal, right? It's $80,000 or whatever it is. But now I made it worth 120 more, let's just say, which is $200,000 in total. Then it was all worth it, because now you have paid all your stuff that you got, and then you got an extra $100,000 in equity or whatever it is. And this side deal, again, it's like a side deal. It's not like your main deal, because you're still gonna keep going forward with the business. You're still gonna keep going forward with with everything you got, cash flow from everything else, right? But once that's done, then you gotta figure out, all right, I gotta pull out money, and let's just say I have enough to like just barely enough pull out whatever they let me pull out to pay the loans that I got, just an example, to make that deal done. So then what happens is you kind of like end up with like a free property, kind of. You know, there's still equity in the property, but when it comes to like you can't pull out no more, it is what it is, it's stuck in there. So okay, well at the end of the day, you really ended up with just one free property. So you did all this work and hustle, you know, and you put in work in that property to end up just like breaking even on it, kind of, in a way. I mean, there's equity there, but you just breaking even on it, and now there's like another property that you have that is just like, there it is. Now we can move forward with something else, right? But it starts from the foundation, from the tire shop business. It just you know, it takes years of like making one thing at a time work, right? It just takes a lot of time and effort, and you know, because real estate is really slow. It takes a long time to get a loan. It takes a long time for everything in real estate. It's like a boat, right? That boat just turns so slow, and you cannot hurry it up. There's no way. You just gotta wait there and just sit and just like let it turn. There's certain things you can do in the boat while it's turning, but the thing is the boat is just turning slow, right? And that's just the way it is. So just make sure you like plan everything ahead of time. This is for this, this is for this, and then so like you have that, and it's only temporary, by the way. You know how it is. It's just like the choke and grow is temporary. Well, putting all your eggs in one basket is also temporary too. If you're able to get like better financing in the future, if you're able to get money out in the future, or you know, like, you know, just recently, just an example, right? On one of my properties, I built this like 100-foot wall, and I put like these very nice big doors in the front, right? This is on the side of the property, and so like I put like fake leaves on the wall. I put like nice little trees on the front, and it looks very, very nice. And the whole reason I did it was because like it does a lot of benefits. If someone crashes, it's gonna hit the wall. It's a corner property, so luckily no one has ever crashed there. But you know, if that happens, then that's taken care of, right? The sound, there's less sound, right? That's why I like doing videos here in the back, because there's a lot of noise going on. But I'm back here, and there's actually less noise than if I'll be in the front, right? So noise reduction, it looks nicer, there's more privacy, and the main reason is it makes my property more valuable. Everything you do to the properties is more valuable. Where did the money come from? The money came from the tire shop business, right? And so like, how long did it take? So it took about a month. From the time they started to the time they finished. And why? Because like the guy was busy with other projects, so he just had like 2 days to work on this one. And by the way, there was no rush on mine. It's just a wall. It's not like I gotta get it ready, rent it out, right? So there's no rush on that too. So it was like, okay, well, just, you know, do it, and it just like took a month to do. Not bad, right? I paid, you know, I paid like about 10,000 plus the little trees and stuff, so like another 2,000 or whatever. So it came about 12,000. What do you think the property's value is gonna get from that $12,000 wall? It ain't gonna be $12,000. It's gonna be a lot more than that. So pretty much I put my everything on hold for like about a month for that purpose of building that wall, right? And it wasn't like I was spending every single week money to build this wall. It was just saving the money for like when it's time to pay the guy, then I would pay the guy, right? So it was like 2 payments in the 2 months. But at the same time, you can't really do much at the time, because like you would have what if this comes up? What if that comes up? It's better to be over prepared than like, you know, it's time to pay and you don't got the money. Just an example, right? And so like for your budget. So the point is, it takes time to do this one thing. It's not gonna take a year to build a wall, right? And the same thing goes for anything else. It's not gonna take like a forever thing. It's only temporary. When it's done, then that's it. The payments stop. You don't gotta continue to build a wall. Now you can move on to something else, on to the next project. You already got the property made more valuable. The tenants love it, by the way. They're happy. They're like excited for the wall, right? But for me, it's like for the landlord, it's like, okay, I build it to make money from the thing, right? But anyways, and by the way, I much rather build something sooner when I get the property than later. Yes, you can still you're gonna make the same amount of money, but the thing is, the tenants and I get to enjoy the wall for, let's say, if I'm gonna sell in 5 years. For 5 years, I get to enjoy this wall, just an example, and the tenants while we own it, while I own it. Instead of just building the wall right when it's time to sell the thing, and then like the whole time I didn't benefit from the wall, the tenants weren't happy. Just an example, right? So that's another thing about real estate. It's always better to be doing things sooner than later. Like there's a phrase that says it's better to be in the market like sooner than time in the market, right? So the little phrase goes, it's better to be in the market or time in the market than timing the market, right? Just this is a little phrase that we use. But anyways, but yeah, cash flow is very important with tire shop business. You're always gonna need it, always. Even if you don't have any future plans of, like, let's just say, any future investments, right? As time goes by, things change, and then you're gonna depend on the tire shop income. And it's gonna be very good to know that when you do need it and it's performing and it performs, then you're like, damn, that's just fucking badass. I love the tire shop business. And then you'll be making YouTube videos. Nah, I'm just saying. But no, yeah, but it's good. It's a good thing. It's a good feeling that, the tire shop is very consistent. I've helped a lot of people with the business in many different ways to make money with it. It's just like pay it forward, right? I've learned, and even though I didn't really learn from like a lot of people, I do things my way. It still doesn't matter. I still pay it forward, and it's like the universe, language. It's like okay, you pay it forward. Eventually, you're gonna get paid back too, right? But the reason is, you just do it. If it feels good, help people out, and people don't really gotta, like, if they're around you and you can help them, people don't really gotta suffer that long. I mean, you can help them out, and they're like, okay, you get them out out of the suffering phase for a little bit, or faster, or at all, right? Like, some people just stay there suffering, right? But I mean, the point is, you can help them out with the knowledge, showing them, ways of making money or whatever, just because you have it there and you can do it, and it works. And I consistently taught a lot of people, and they're making money now. And I'm just just people that I know, close friends of mine and stuff. And so with the things that they like, hey, how does this work? I like this, tell me about it. And then we talk, and then they do it, and it's like, oh, dude, thanks, man, like, badass, like, every single month making money on whatever they did, right? The point is, like, the tire shop business is it's pretty all based on cash flow, and it's not based on an equity like business. That's a whole different story. And I can tell you this because, like, out of like let's say I know 100 tire shop people, right? Tire shop owners or whatever, and the way they do their business, and I see the successful ones, which is usually most of them, and there's like unsuccessful ones that are suffering, they're slow and stuff like that. And there are differences, by the way. Differences how they do things is the main thing. Very few times is location, if they have a bad location, but mainly it's like how they do their business, or they don't do it enough, right? They know how to do it, but they don't do it enough. They rather do other things in life, and then their business suffers. It could be a good thing, it could be a bad thing. But you know, the point is like, everybody based it on cash flow. Everybody focus on how much money can I make every single day, you know? And okay, what are my expenses? Okay, it's about like, let's say, about $500 a day. Okay, so what I gotta make minimum? Well, if I make, you know, 800, I'm all right. Or if I make 1,000, I'm all right. You know what I mean? And so like, all right, well, hit your goals and set it, and then build up to it. How do you? Okay, so let's say you're like, you know, you're averaging out. You know, if you have $500 expense, and you're consistently working at it, but you're making 600. So let's say you're making $100, right? It's like, all right, well, this is where I'm at, and now you know I gotta improve. You know, to make a jump from like $100 to $200 of profit, that's like 100% increase in profit. It can be a lot. It can be really hard. So okay, well, you gotta work on it. It can take years to, like, you know, get yourself better. And so one of the biggest main things I'll tell you right now is inventory. The more inventory you have, the more money you're gonna make. So you're gonna be like, you know, making sales, and whatever amount of money you have left over, buy some inventory, you know, save it, and then sell that inventory. Eventually it's gonna be doubling, tripling your inventory. That you say, you just keep growing it, right? And then you're gonna see your cash flow grow and grow and grow, and you're like, okay, well, now I'm making the $200, now I'm making the $300, and it's gonna go up. Whatever you want to make it, you know, whatever amount of money you want to make from the tire store, you can make it. But you know, it's just, you know, you gotta have that inventory to back it up. If you don't got it, it ain't gonna happen, man. It just, you know, you gotta figure out a way to have more space to fit the inventory. So if you gotta go up, right? If you gotta go up, if you gotta get some shipping containers and put them in your back lot, if you gotta go rent a storage facility unit, if you gotta rent the neighbor's you know, space, parking lot, or whatever, garage that he don't need but you need it, whatever you gotta do, man, like, you know, you do it, and you're gonna be noticing that, wow, it's a direct correlation that when my inventory grew, my cash flow grew, right? And that's just the way it works. So that's a big hint for you guys who want to increase your cash flow. But the point is, that's the style of business that it is. I mean, there ain't nothing much else. I can't sell pieces of equity from the tire shop business, you know what I mean? Like, hey man, I'll sell you a share. Yeah, I'll sell you some shares in the tire shop business, you know? It don't work like that. It's like, this is like worthless for the buyer, right? But if you're gonna be building it to increase your cash flow, and with that cash flow, you can do other things. You can get loans, you can buy real estate, you can buy anything. If you're gonna go smaller, you can buy limos to rent, you can buy trucks to rent, you can, I mean, whatever, farm equipment, you know, construction equipment, storage containers, whatever things people do to, you can buy ATM machines and like do another business on the side, right? I mean, all kinds of things you can do with the money once you have it. And just make sure you're gonna get the first few ones right. Because let's just say you get the first few ones right. Let's say like you get like 4, 5, 6, 7 different streams of income, and then they're good, even though they're small, but they're good. And then you do the 8th one, you're gonna take a risk. If that 8th one fails, then it's all right, because you try to make it even more aggressive, but it just didn't work. That's fine. You still got the 7 first. But if you're gonna try really aggressive on the first one and you lose it, then you're gonna be stuck in you're gonna be financially ruined for a long time. So make sure in the beginning you make the safe plays, you make the consistent safe ones, and then you can take a risk. Like what I just told you earlier about, I get the property money I pulled out, and I get the cash I already have from the shop, and then I get these loans, and then I take a risk on this new property. Now that's a risk I'm willing to take because I'm really good at the real estate rental business in my market of Bakersfield, right? I'm willing to take that risk now, and compared to like in the beginning when I didn't have a lot of things going for me, right? So, you know, you can take a risk later, but in the beginning stages you don't want to do that. It can financially ruin you for a very, very long time. But, you know, let's just say you take that big risk on cash flow stream number 8 and it works, then it's like you have little incomes and then a big income, right? And then, okay, next one, number 9, a little income again, you know, it's safe again, right? Whatever it is, but, you know, just make sure you're careful about that stuff. But anyways, I'm gonna let you go. So my Laker game's about to start. You know, I'm a huge Laker fan. We're about to see the semi-finals for the play-in tournament, and hopefully the Lakers take it all, right? Be the champions of the play-in tournament. But you know, I'm very happy that, you know, the Lakers are doing very good this year. So comment if you're a Lakers fan. If you don't, if you're not, don't comment. Nice thing. Talk to you later. Mamba out.